So my name is Fernando. We are foreigners living in Japan, and this first video we're gonna talk about how it's to be black in Japan. For that, I have my friend Connor and my friend Mukhtar. Connor is American from New York, and Mukhtar is Jamaican from where in Jamaica?
Portmore City.
There,
Yeah.
there. So I have only 2 questions about it, and then you guys can explain in your own way. So how it's to be black in Japan is the first one. How it's to be black in Japan?
What, me first?
Yeah. There's tons of people that look at you, I think.
All right. Well, for me, like I was saying before, I already told
I'm
you.
gonna go
but
behind the camera,
I'll tell
okay?
you for the first time.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like, at least in my experience, it doesn't seem to be any different than just being like another foreigner in Japan, right? Like, I feel like I get treated the same way as Fernando would get treated walking through the grocery store. So I think I get treated the same way anyone else would. I did have a friend that I came to school with when I was studying abroad, and this kind of got me thinking because his mindset was complete like the opposite of mine. Like he felt like any looks that he might get or anything that happened was because he was black, right? So he was telling me one day, sitting on the train, like there's always empty seats next to him or something like that. And I've experienced that too, but my first thought was that it's not because I'm black, it's because I'm a foreigner, right? It just tends to happen. I don't know, people seem to just get nervous in general around foreign people. So.
And that's basically my experience too, but I always thought that it was because I'm black.
Really?
Yeah, because like, you know, you go on the train, people like make the seat available, or you know, there's a space between you and them. So I always thought it was because I'm black, but you know, living here for a while, you get to notice that it's once you're a foreigner. But I still have the idea that it's because I'm black, because sometimes even walking on the street, right?
Right.
This is a culture where they say like they want to give you your own space. They value space, but at the same time you're walking on the street, on the sidewalk, and like there's this enough space for both of us to pass, but there's this extra like gesture for them to move totally, even walking into the street. So I always think that maybe it's because I'm black rather than being a foreigner, just a foreigner, you know. So, but like for me, I've experienced like the nightlife, and when you're around like the younger Japanese people, it's easier to like socialize with them because they're familiar with black music, black culture, dressing, slangs and stuff. So it's easier to like, what should I say? Yeah, get down with them, get to like, you know, enjoy Japan and party and whatever. But yeah. It's pretty
easier
good.
to relax and
Yeah,
just be yourself.
in that sense, like the younger Japanese, they call them like gaijins. No, they call us gaijins.
Yeah.
But when they Yankees.
Yankees?
Yeah, they call them Yankees, right, Fernando?
You get along with the Yankees?
Yeah, get along
Okay,
with the
okay.
Yankees like pretty easily.
All right,
pretty
fair enough,
good.
fair enough.
Yeah, so like for me, they're not too. What should I say? I don't want to say.
You can say.
They're not. What should I say?
You can say.
They're not like the typical Japanese.
Oh,
They're-
yeah.
Yeah, so they're exposed to the Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, the Future,
Yeah.
Drake, all the other artists.
I will say-
that they're associated with black culture.
Right. I mean, I will say that I've met quite a few older people too, though, that are like super nice. And this never happens in the US, right? Like, I'll never be in the post office or in the grocery store in the US and just have some random old person like come up, say hi, and start talking to me. But that's happened a couple of times,
Like,
in Japan.
I have a question. You ever felt discriminated here in Japan?
No.
How about
Not
you?
that I can think of. And if I have, I didn't notice.
You didn't realize? Okay.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's possible, maybe. Yeah.
to be honest, I've been in the States, been in Thailand,
Yeah.
and I'm in Japan now. Like, I can't say like they're similar because being in the US, they're more exposed to like black people. Yeah.
Yeah.
In New York, there's a mixture. I don't feel the way I feel in New York in opposed to Japan or Thailand. Thailand is like they see you, you know, not too often they see a black person in Thailand, but it's Japan experience is much different for me of the 3.
How come?
I just feel like they're kind of shut out from the world, I guess. So they're
Especially
not
in
too.
the city, right?
Yeah. So for me, like it's more relaxed. It's like New York is like similar to Osaka, Tokyo when you're in the main cities in Japan. But outside of Tokyo and Osaka, you know, it's like I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit like really a outsider.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, you know,
I will.
I might think in my mind like maybe it's because I'm black, but for some cases it's because I'm a foreigner. That's what I get to understand the longer I'm here.
There was one instance now that I think of now that you kind of brought it up, but like it was in Tokyo. I was with some friends of mine, and we went to I think it was an izakaya or something, some bar somewhere, and we couldn't go in because it was like Japanese only or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so like we didn't see a sign or anything, but the person came up and told us that, right? And now that I'm thinking about it, the other friends that I were with, they were foreigners, but they were Asian too. I was like the only person that was like clearly like a black person or like from the States or something like that. So maybe it makes me wonder if I wasn't there, if they would have been able to go in. Now that you mention it, you know.
Yeah. But the plus,
Like would they have said anything at all?
Question.
I have a question. Yeah. There were any situation that you felt they were doing treated different just because you're black here in Japan? I mean, beside the street thing.
Yeah, well, for example, even there's an expectation
Yeah.
placed on us. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're black,
Yeah, like
you're supposed to
running.
be athletic.
Yeah, I was about to bring up the same thing. School
Right?
sports day, like
Yeah.
they're always like, you want to run? You want to run with the kids? Or like, I got my picture in the newspaper for the Hokuto Marathon.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I only wound up in there because I was like the only black guy. But I mean, it's cool. I appreciate it. Like,
so
yeah,
there's an
let's go.
expectation for you to like dress well, be athletic, be strong, and like I don't know, it's kind of amusing to be honest. I
Yeah.
kind of like it, but and another thing, it's because I'm Jamaican. I'm expected to be like this fast.
Usain
runner.
Bolt.
Yeah, so they're like
You are Usain Bolt.
they're like you run fast, right? So aside from being black, I think it's a Jamaican thing. Once you're from Jamaica, bolto.
Yeah.
Fast.
I've had some of the teachers in my school, and actually, this is the first time that someone said I look like someone, and I actually kind of agree with them on this one. I don't remember who the name was, but it was some like Olympic runner or like some professional sprinter. He was black, and like actually for the first time, I do think I could see it, like looking at it, like, I could see a slight resemblance.
He was just embracing it.
Yeah, I was leaning into it, but like he was a handsome dude. So, I mean,
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that would
I'll roll with it, you know.
You know the funny thing, I've been told that I look like other black men, but not because I actually look like them. Because hear the joke. This is a joke. I look like Will Smith.
So do I, according to.
According to them, Eddie Murphy,
I've had that.
Musa Dembele. I don't know if he's a soccer
Yeah,
player.
okay. Different. Yeah, okay.
Pogba.
Okay.
You know.
What? Wait, man.
So you see those four persons like,
I've gotten Will Smith so many times.
yeah. Who do I actually look like?
You and
So-
me both. We look like Will
I
Smith.
don't-
better.
so-
Will Smith, yeah.
Yeah, Will Smith,
Will Smith,
Eddie
is his
Murphy,
face Will Smith?
Dembele.
For me, no,
Pogba.
dude. I mean, I was about to ask if there's any funny story, but
Oh.
there you go. You got it.
Another one, like I played soccer with them, right?
Yeah.
I can say I'm pretty talented, yeah.
Yeah.
Skills, okay.
Yeah, but they're saying like Neymar. They were calling me Neymar and stuff. Or like, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't mind being called Neymar, but it's after that day they started. Some said Will Smith, Eddie Murphy.
That's after they realized you weren't actually.
Yeah, I'm
good at
like,
soccer.
okay.
Yeah, he just they just realized.
It's just not, you know.
You're like, he's not good at soccer. He must be Will Smith. He's the other black guy.
Like some of the girls, they'll say like Will Smith, Eddie Murphy. The guys who like comedy, they say Eddie Murphy. They like some Will Smith movie and they see me because I'm black. I guess they say Will Smith. The guys who see me play soccer, they say, well, soccer here, football. They say Neymar, Musa Dembele, Pogba. So
Yeah.
it's like I guess if they saw us, they'll think that we're twins.
Brothers?
Yeah.
There's a kid in one of my elementary schools that he's from oh shoot, where is he from? He's from the Middle East. Anyway, I can't remember what country he's from for the life of me right now. But because he's got darker skin, like there will be times when we're in class and or if we're playing outside on recess, Hideyasumi or whatever. Some of the kids will be like, oh, like Oyako mitai, like they look like father and son or something like that. And I'm sitting here like, this is funny, but at the same time, it's like it's a little. Because like we look nothing alike. Like he's got long black hair, you know, and like I mean our skin tones are kind of similar, but like that's where the similarities end.
So okay, you want to add something else?
Like as I said, there's a perks to being that, as in like when it comes to the younger generation, they're more interested and intrigued by you because they're familiar with black culture, the music, the dress, the lifestyle, and if you're like categorized in that setting, they like take to you, you know. They want to speak to you, they want to hang out with you and stuff. But outside of that, I don't think it's that, you know.
Yeah, like I don't think there are too many, if any, like at least in my experience, like super negative experiences being black in Japan. If anything, it turned out to be like a conversation starter, or like you know, it makes you seem a bit more approachable because they're interested in where you're from,
No, I see.
why you're here, kind of a thing.
There you go.
I don't think.
So I think we're gonna finish this video right here. Didn't thought that we.
Chotto mata ne.
if you really thought that we are really annoying, so subscribe and then see you next video.
Right? You ever get the one with what's his name? One of our trainers, the black guy. He's in it, and he's like, "Oh, is that Connor?" Like,
Oh, Dave Collingwood?
they're like, "Connor, is that you?"
He's from, he's
So
from
this
Jamaica.
one, I wanna ask you guys how is to be an English teacher in Japan. Okay?
It's pretty awesome for me.
So then you say what the good stuff and the bad stuff, or whatever is just good. Because some people has better experience have been English teacher here.
Really?
Because the working culture is different. Okay?
Oh yes.
Yeah.